Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, it's Juju O. I just want to give a disclaimer. It's really early or late in the morning. So that's why I am kind of whispering. But I was up and I was channeling. I was getting a lot of downloads. And Spirit wants me to go ahead and talk about this. And it's pretty much the concept of how you have to be careful when you are a shy or reserved person, especially during these times, because a lot of us are being called to step up, to stand out, to step in our power, stand in our power. And for a lot of us, first of all, let me just say that I appreciate the amount of support and just the good vibes that I've been getting on my previous videos of me channeling or, giving you guys these channel messages that I've been downloading. I really appreciate the response and stuff. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it and that you took something from it and that it actually helped a lot of people. So I'm going to continue to make these videos, and it's what I'm being called to do. So whether I get the response I'm looking for or a good response, I know that I'm being called to do this. So yeah. But for me, I had to come across a lot of different people on YouTube and on other platforms that really opened my third eye and opened my heart and my mind to step into my power and really recognize that I was on the right path. A lot of the times we just need to run across certain people on our paths and on our journeys that can unlock certain parts of our personality and parts of our wisdom that will allow us to move forward in the way that Spirit wants us to, in the way that Spirit sees for our highest and greatest good. And so just like I ran across, certain people on my path that helped me get to this place, I understand that I'm going to be that same, vessel for somebody else as well. And so Spirit wants me to talk about how, a lot of you guys may be like me. Previously, I was like the shy or reserved friend, and I still am that way. And don't get it wrong, we're built this way for a reason. I'm not calling you out, or I'm not asking you. You're not being asked by Spirit or by me to be somebody that you're not. But it's time to be very clear in regards to what side you stand on, what you stand for, who you stand for, and things of that nature. And when it comes to being shy or reserved during these times, it's really not going to be in your best interest, because of the simple fact that if you are chosen, if you are gifted, if you are magical, if you are, who you say that you are, a lot of people that are or were connected to you, they either have been or they want to harness and harvest your energy for their own personal gain. And if you were in a place where you are not dealing with these people, it's time for you to stand up and step out and stand in your power to really take back your power and really solidify your place and what you stand for. Because sometimes staying silent and letting the chips fall where they may is not enough. And for a lot of us, and for a lot of y'all, Spirit is asking you to talk, to tell your story, to write that book, to start your channel, to help other people in the collective get over, the same exact thing that you previously got over. And for you, a lot of the things that you got over, it may be considered child's play now, because if you're really attracted to my channel and my channel messages, then you are a spiritual warrior. You're not nothing to be played with. You're very familiar with, black magic, curses, and generational trauma and patterns being projected onto your family or done onto your family, your bloodline, your life. And you really had a lot of obstacles that you had to overcome not only with other people, but with yourself and with, just trauma that's been passed down to you. And you're either really good at doing your own shadow work, at healing yourself, or you're really self-aware, whatever the case is. But there's a lot of fakes, there's a lot of phonies out here that, I saw a post and it was saying, you have to be really careful because there's a lot of people that want to collaborate with you because they see that you have the vision, you have the goals, you have, they see that you have the talent to achieve a lot of things, but you just don't know how to execute. Meanwhile, they have no talent, they have no goals, they have no substance to them, but they're really good at executing. And so when these people, they come to you as wolf in sheep's clothing, pretending like they have something of value, they mirror you, your qualities, the information that you know. And in the meantime, they have their own intentions on stealing your ideas, your goals, your plans, and running off and executing them without, ever letting you know, giving you input. And these people, they're trickster spirits, so they're really sly, and sneaky and cunning with the way that they do things. And when you're a good-hearted person, when you're a reserved person, you're not really looking for clout or attention or even to be paid for your gifts, for your natural talents, then these types of things, they can be exploited. And you have to understand, and what I have come to understand is like a lot of these dark people, these narcissists and these, disordered people that lack spiritual depth in purity and in Christ consciousness, they are really able to sniff these qualities out about you, and they connect with you in attempts to take advantage of that. So you have to really understand that and protect yourself at all times. And one of the ways of protecting yourself is calling in your power and speaking your truth. And I mean actually speaking your truth, putting a patent on what it is that you say, putting a check on, checks and balances on the things that you do, and really solidifying your name. And just basically edifying yourself and big upping yourself like, hey, I am good at this. Hey, this is what I do. This is what I bring to the table. And just really letting it be known. Because a lot of these people that we consider to be friends and family members and people that are close to us, they can really exploit your need to want to play the back, your need to want to be shy and reserved and not get paid and do favors for people and just be, really yourself, but in a way to where you're not empowering yourself and where it's really not working for your highest and greatest good. And so Spirit wants you to make changes in order for you to really maximize your blessings and your efforts and get what you deserve. Because for me, and I don't want to, I'm not here to talk about myself, but I am here to share my story so that you understand that I've been through these things and really understand how I was able to, for me to let you guys know how I was able to pinpoint certain aspects and how I was able to, pivot and move in a different direction. So like, me being a shy or reserved person, I don't really have a lot of, I don't really open my space to a lot of people. And when you have people around you that are the opposite of you, they are looking for attention. They are looking to, gain money the fastest, the quickest way that they know how. And, just really moving out of a place of greed and wanting attention and wanting to be seen in a certain type of way. You really have to make note of those qualities and stop trying to see people as humble like you or as the same as you, because while they may be mirroring certain aspects of your personality back to you, or certain ways that they like to behave or things that they like, this may not really be true. So you have to really see things and use your discernment and see things for what they really are. So for me, I started to really do that with a friend of mine. And with me, like I was saying, I don't have a big group of friends, and I had just moved out to Texas. I wasn't out here for that long. And so, I didn't really have a lot of friends outside of this person that was my friend from back home. And so, but on the other hand, this friend, and they actually came out here after me, they had started making, another group of friends, and that's totally fine. I've never been that friend to where I only needed you to be my friend, because I'm not codependent and I just don't see friendships that way. Now, I do kind of see it that way, but it's for totally different reasons, but that's not the point. So my whole thing here is, I never really had a problem with that until I learned the lesson, and now I see, why you should be discerning and have questions when you have a friend or an associate that's always constantly making new friends or always constantly being out there in that way. But we'll talk about that in a later video. But either way, when it comes to these types of situations, you have to understand that a lot of the times these people, they like to attach themselves to multiple energies because they have something to get out of each relationship that they have with each person. And these were intuitive downloads that I was getting while I was in this situation with this person. And that's the thing, I feel like spirit will put me in certain environments and around certain people because I'm an observer and I'm clairvoyant and claircognizant, and I really get these intuitive downloads while I'm in this situation so that I can get this wisdom and carry it with me once I'm ready to go, But yeah, I always intuitively felt okay. And then it was they would always say stuff to me I could clearly see what each friend provided them with, which is the reason why they consider them to be their friend. But in the background, they would always come to me and talk to me about these different people. So it wasn't really like they were really their friend, but they would hang out with them. They would, converse with them and go different places with them because they needed to keep up the appearance of having a real relationship with them, because they were getting something out of each one of these people or each, set of friends. It made them look normal or whatever the case is. It made them feel like they had something to do, or they had drinking buddies, or whatever the case is. This person took them to work, or they just used different people for different things. But really outside of that, all they had, to really say about these people was judgmental things. So that was one thing that I really saw about that person. And I was like, okay, well, if you have something to say about each one of these people, but yet you immediately figured out, how you could use this person. And you have to understand that there's people in this world that are just built like that. The way that they move is when they meet a person, they immediately figure out what their strengths and what their weaknesses is. How can they use that person, and how can they exploit that person, basically. And it's really sad to say, but we're talking about disordered people. We're talking about people who are spiritually inept. They lack Christ consciousness. They lack faith. They lack a relationship with the divine. So you have to understand that they don't think the same way that you do. They don't feel the same way that you do. And that's really what this channel is about, making people realize and really move the way that they need to move. Because when you are attached to people who don't have the same heart as you, you're going to continue to be taken advantage of, exploited. You're not going to get the blessings that are for you because they're being stopped or being harvested by people who mean you no good ultimately. And some of these people may not even want you to have the life that you have. And sometimes it is that deep, that serious. And it can be as far as, the things, the opportunities that you get, the people that are attracted to you, the material things that you have. And it can even be as far as just your life in general. A lot of people, they can't stand them. They can't stand themselves. They can't stand their life. And if it was up to them, they would just do some Freaky Friday shit and just switch with you. And so this is what I mean by when you're an empath, when you're a good person, when you have a relationship with God, you really have to be careful because it can be snuffed out by darkness. And that darkness can come into your life super easily by what you surround yourself with, the people you surround yourself with, the music that you listen to, all of these things. So back to my channel message. These people, they have a reason for, for every person that they keep in their lives, they have a reason for why they have that person there. And, with narcissists, we call it narcissistic supply. They have a reason why their relationships are all transactional. And you better believe if there's a person in their life, they're going to complain about that person. Yes. But they're not going to let that person go anywhere, and they're not going to go anywhere because they are getting something out of that relationship. And a lot of the times, these narcissists or these spiritually disordered people, they really feel a lot of contempt with the people that they have in their lives. And that's really because they feel contempt within themselves. They're not happy within themselves, so they project that out onto other people. So it's like it's impossible for them to really genuinely like or love a person. But yeah, they'll put up with you. They'll tolerate you. They'll tell you that they love you. They'll do all of these things. And they'll carry on this false relationship with you because they're getting something out of it, either physically, emotionally, whatever. They're getting something out of the relationship that they feel like is, at least enough for the moment for them to continue to put up with you. But in the midst of that, they will triangulate you with other people. They will cause chaos and drama. They will talk about you behind your back to get other people to see you in a bad light. They will do all of these things because at the end of the day, they still have that contempt for you. They see the good qualities within you and they don't like them and they don't want other people to see them. And what they do is they'll take the good qualities about you and they will mirror those good qualities. So back to what I was saying about, these people mirroring you. Mirroring is a psychology term. And that's just basically when you what do you think when you look in a mirror, you see your reflection. So whatever these people see you doing, they'll do it. However they see you act, they'll act. Whatever your gifts and abilities are, oh yeah, those are my gifts and abilities too. But mine is a little bit different because X, Y, and Z, and they'll switch it up. But what you have to understand about people with personality disorders or who don't have a connection with God, they don't really have a connection with their own soul, their own self. So they don't have a sense of self. So whoever is standing in front of them or whatever group of people that they're around, they will change their personality, their shapeshifters, and they'll change their personality, their likes, their dislikes, and in all of these things, even down to their career and how they say things and how they word things in order to look presentable to this group of people or to this person, in order to keep their attention, to keep the spirits up, because who they are at the core of at the core of them is really nothing and nobody. So they have to kind of put on this meat suit of you or of somebody else or of you and Shirley and Sue and Barbara. They'll even mix, certain people's personalities all together to kind of create this one, false person, this false identity, in order for them to put on and go out here and survive and create opportunities for themselves and do all of these things. And that's what happened to me. And sometimes these people, they're so delusional that they don't really recognize that that's what they do or that's what they've done. So they can't really see what they've done wrong. So a lot of the times you can't really, and that's what makes it so I guess weird or hard for you to cut off, because when it comes to these people, you kind of just have to go no contact. And if you ever dealt with a narcissist, then you know that, because it's just never going to be a winning argument there. So yeah. And then you have to think about the fact that, you're dealing with a person that only thinks about themselves, that only likes or loves themselves, not even loves themselves, they don't like themselves, but they only think about themselves and their best interest. And they don't have the ability to like or let alone love you. So it's really no winning argument. There's really no, hey, you stole my idea, or hey, I know that you're going behind my back and talking about me, but you just stole my whole personality. You really don't have a personality of your own. They're going to look at you like you're crazy, because in their mind, the personality of you, Sue, Barbara, Shirley, that's them. They really truly believe that. And when things aren't moving in their life the way that they're moving in your life, they have contempt for you. The contempt starts to run even deeper, and the hatred and the jealousy and the envy starts to run even deeper until, their mask completely falls off. And that's pretty much what happened to me. It's like, this person really tried to create opportunities for themselves and really kind of shit on me, because they really saw me as a person that wasn't willing to answer the call and do what I was supposed to do, and knowing this is something that I wanted to do, and kind of swerving in my lane, but in a covert way, And so that's why I say you have to use your discernment. You have to have those antennas up, because people will try to play with you until the point of no return. And if you let a person, feel like they can continuously get away with things, then they're going to keep pushing you to the limit. And my intuition had always been telling me that this person was jealous of me, this person was envious of me, this person talked behind my back, but I never really had any concrete proof. So I was like, I'm tripping, maybe is this my energy? But no, it was my spirit guides, it was my ancestors, it was God telling me no, you need to cut this person off. There is nothing that you can say, there is nothing that you can do. Just go no contact, because when you're dealing with somebody that doesn't want you to have what you have because they want it for themselves, that's really scary. That's really creepy. I've never seen the movie, but I'm getting Single White Female. That's really the vibe. And so you can't share your energy, you can't share your blessings, you can't share any part of yourself with somebody that wants it for themselves, that wants to be you, that wants your personality, and will even go as far as to, try to get people to see you in a different light and see you for who they are, right? That's ultimately betraying yourself. And so you really have to understand that. And when it comes to these people who have, bigger social circles outside of you, who, they come and they have these intimate conversations with you, these intimate settings and sit downs with you, and they pick your brain, and they get all of these different ideas, and they get charged up energetically, and then they go out here with literally a meat suit of your personality, your thought processes, your goals, your plans, your dreams, and they execute on your dime, your energetic dime. They're out here on the front line looking like, I'm this motivational speaker, I'm this life coach. Oh yeah, I'm this, I'm this great singer, I'm this great actress, or I'm this whatever. I'm this top dog. And meanwhile, you're the one with the actual gifts, the actual empathy, the actual personality, the actual talent, but you are so deep into imposter syndrome and people pleasing and staying in your place that you have not answered the call. You are a conduit for people to come and exploit your energy. And I really had to understand that and really integrate that as a lesson, because when you don't integrate a lesson, it's bound to happen again, because you haven't really brought it to the forefront to really understand. So how can you keep something from happening again if you didn't really truthfully understand in the first place? And that goes for you, and that goes for these karmics, because that's the thing, that when they don't understand, when they're reprobate and they don't listen to God and they don't talk to God and they truthfully don't have a relationship with God, they're never going to understand. They're going to get hit with karma. They're going to get hit with bad consequences. bad rapport, bad with, whatever. And they're going to not understand. They're going to play the victim, and they're going to look at you in your life and see you prospering. And that's a form of, energy harvesting as well. That's a form of black magic as well. Sending you the evil eye, looking at your pictures, looking at your posts. Oh, why is she flourishing? Why is she getting this opportunity and I'm not getting it? And they still, they're still in first grade spiritually. But they don't know that because they're reprobate. They don't talk to God. They have been missing all the signs, all the synchronicities of God, of the universe saying, hey, you're wrong. Hey, you're going the wrong way. You're in the wrong lane. They missed all of the cues. They missed all of the lessons. And so, but that's completely and 100% on them. But what you have to understand is you cutting that person off, you cutting that friendship off, you cutting that relationship off, you quitting that job, whatever the case is, not letting them exploit your energy, not letting them, take credit for your work, not letting them speak down on you or try to paint a picture about you to people who know nothing about you, or whatever the case is. That's not enough. Yes, set the record straight. Yes, do what you need to do. Remove yourself, remove people from your life that you need to be removed from or that need to be removed. But then you need to move forward and you need to set the record straight. And it doesn't have anything to do with proving other people wrong. It has everything to do with proving God right. Yes, I'm the one for the call. Yes, you chose the right person. You know what I'm saying? I seen what you were trying to show me. Now I'm going to move accordingly, because that's what really stepping in your power really entices and what it really includes. And I'm not saying that you have to call these people out by name. I would never give these people the platform to ever feel like they're important. But what I'm saying is you have to put a patent on what you know is true about yourself and about the situation. Because one thing that, these karmics will do, they don't take no for an answer energetically, in text, in person. They don't take no for an answer. So they're going to keep going. They're going to keep hitting these brick walls. They're going to keep, staying in these karmic cycles. And in order for you to remove yourself, you have to start ascending. You have to start moving different. You have to start doing things that are outside of your comfort zone. And it's going to take more shadow work. And it's going to take you protecting yourself and meditating and praying daily for you to really, move forward and harvest the next stage of blessings that are for you. A lot of people, they're wondering, well, what can I do? Why is my life still not progressing? Why is this? Why is that? And it's because you might have cut off whatever you needed to cut off or stop doing what you needed to stop doing, but you have yet to set the record straight. And that's with yourself. That's with God. That's with, the people around you. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to come out and say, I'm the real, I'm not fake, or whatever the case is, or you have to prove yourself to anybody in particular or anything like that. It's just simply saying, okay, this person tried to exploit me for my songwriting skills. So now I'm going to take it upon myself to write my own songs, write my own, mixtape or album or whatever the case is, and I'm going to put my music out there. It's as simple as that. My job tried to exploit my gifts and my talents, and they weren't paying me enough. I quit that job, and now I'm going to start my business. I'm going to stop, clocking in. I'm going to stop punching in every day for somebody else to make somebody else rich. And I'm going to finally go ahead and open up my own business and make my own money. Use my gifts and my talents to make myself money. So it takes actually putting in that work, putting the pedal to the metal, putting some action behind what you say that you know and really what you say that you understand about the lesson. So it's not, really setting the boundary. That's step one. But then you have to really, because that's really asserting your power, but to really stamp it, to really like let motherfuckers know, you gotta step it up a little bit. And that's what it really means to be called. And I know, y'all, I know it's 4:33 in the morning. My throat hurts. People probably, the karmics, they don't like that I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's really why this is why that's my calling. Because do you see what's going on in the world? And that's why I was born. That's why I've literally been training for this my whole entire life. You guys don't even know, when I was little, I used to, I guess you could say talk to myself, but I was talking to my angels. I was channeling. I was talking to God. I used to have church in first grade, in elementary school. You can, like, my classmates probably will remember, but I don't talk to them. But yeah, I've been training for this probably for lifetimes. But if you would have asked me years ago, would I be talking about God and how to ascend and how to do shadow work on YouTube, I would have told you that you're freaking crazy. A couple of months ago, if you would have told me, I would have told you that, I would have said that you're freaking crazy, because your calling, it asks for more from you. It asks for you to step outside of your comfort zone. And usually your calling, it's 100% connected to what you've been through, what you're going through, and it'll make you uncomfortable, because you'll think, well, maybe I'm not healed enough. Maybe I don't have enough money. Who's really going to want to listen to me? Who's really going to want to watch that? Who's really going to want to listen to that? But if God is telling you to do something, what man can deny you? And a lot of the times we're fighting generational curses and patterns and poverty, and we're always in survival mode, running from our purpose. But your purpose will make room for you. And I kept hearing that yesterday. Your purpose will make room for you. Your purpose will make room for you. And a lot of the times your purpose is the very thing that's going to solve all of the problems that you're having. But it calls for so much from you energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, that you kind of don't want to do it. Or the devil will try to talk you out of doing it by telling you you're not good enough. You're an imposter. You don't have the goods. You don't have anything to share with the world. You don't have any gifts. And the devil will try to creep in and tell you lies about yourself to make you self-sabotage. And you'll just be in this forever toxic karmic cycle of, why can't I make any money? Why am I not progressing? Why am I not doing this? Why is this not happening for me? Oh my God. But God loved you enough to put you through certain experiences, get you out of those experiences, and bring you far enough to where he's telling you that there's something that you need to do, but you're telling him, well, I don't have enough money for it, or I don't have a car, I can't do that, or I don't have a ring light, I can't start my channel, I don't have a camera, how am I going to start my channel? I don't have a camera. You lack nothing. And I'm really understanding that. And yeah, like, you lack nothing, and I lack nothing. And really, the response that I got to my last channeling was everything for me, because I didn't even have to come on camera, right? And I guess I was so caught up in, what was going on everywhere else, and people telling me, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And me just feeling like, oh, I want to do vlogs and I want to do all of this other stuff. And that's fine. That's still part of, who I am and what I like to do. But I can see how my success was probably pushed back or on hold, because I wasn't fully jumping into what it was that I needed to do. But everything happens for a reason, and there is a such thing as divine timing. So this is not, me saying I regret not doing this sooner or anything like that. If you look back, I do have other channel messages that I did put out. And yeah, like I said, I had imposter syndrome for a long time. Not even necessarily that, but just expecting a certain outcome. Because I'm the type of person, I'm like, well, God, you said if I talk about you on my channel that, that's my calling, and that's how I'm gonna, get out of poverty or whatever. Not that I'm in poverty, but shut up. You know what I mean. You said that that's how I'm going to like have my breakthrough or whatever. And I just put up a video, you know, of this channel message that you gave me, and it only got 35 views. Like, what the fuck? And God don't care nothing about that. That God don't care nothing about that. Your little YouTube channel, like, it's like, to God, it's like, okay, your little YouTube channel is going to be there for the next 30 years though, right? And you're going to have to keep posting these videos, and then later on people will go back, and then, you know what I'm saying? So in 5 years from now, that same video that had 35 views will probably have 135k views. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know who needed to hear that, but like, take time. Don't think that just because I'm telling you your purpose is what's going to, you know, solve all of your problems, that as soon as you know, start your business, or as soon as you do what it is that you're being called to do, or step into your purpose, that you're going to be a millionaire next year. It might not even be in the cards for you to be a millionaire. That's something that you have to take up with God, and it just depends on what your mindset is. If you don't believe that you're going to be a millionaire, you're not going to be a millionaire. If you want to limit yourself, that's up to you. But subscribe to my channel, because we're not doing that over here. Because what did I say? We're going to higher vibrations, right? And we're limitless. You can have anything that you want, but it depends on if you want it, right? And that brings me back to what I was saying before. You can have anything that you want. Nobody has the power to stop, make, break, shake what God has for you and what God wants for you. As long as God is in agreement with your plans, your intentions with those plans, there's nothing that you can't have. There's nothing that you can't do. And that's a lot of the times all that these karmics need to understand. Stay in your lane, baby. Figure out who you are. Get you a relationship with God, and life will start to flow for you in divine order. Because what these people don't understand is, while they're trying to mirror you and copy you and downgrade you and your accomplishments, and try to make themselves seem better to the public and to the people from your hometown and to whoever that they're trying to make themselves look better for, God is watching. And God is the only let me not cuss. God is the only person that matters. God's judgment is the only judgment that matters. And so while these people, these karmics, are trying so hard, so desperately to get clout and get money and get the materials and be of the world, be in the world, okay? Stay focused. Call on God. Ask God for protection from these karmics, and stay focused on your path and your purpose. And don't let, you know, slow movement stop you. Stay focused. Stay consistent. That's what I'm really learning on this YouTube channel. Everything is not going to be super fast in the matter of 6 months. Yes, some people see that success, and that's good for them, but that's not everybody's story. That's not everybody's path. So if that's not your path, that doesn't mean that it's time for you to stop. That doesn't mean that you're not walking in your purpose. But yeah, this message was really about checking in with yourself to see if you being shy or reserved is blocking your blessing, your next blessing, the next level up. Because the apocalypse is coming, and I really learned, like, the apocalypse just simply means the unveiling. And I've been saying this for years. It's been said for years by many spiritualists and shamans and, you know, psychics. The wheat is being separated from the chaff, and that's really what the apocalypse is all about. The fakes are being separated from the real. So you have to solidify yourself. You have to edify yourself. And if you are, you know, coming into contact with your soul tribe, then it's going to be very evident, because your soul tribe will be attracted to you. They will uplift you. They will bring you love, genuine love, the love that you've probably never received before. And we're going to do that for each other. We're going to uplift each other. It's going to be like an equal, even energy exchange. And it's already been happening. That's why there's different, you know, the frequency of the universe, of our earth as we know it, is changing. That's what the new world is, the new age. And it's helping for the veil to be really thin. And okay, you said that you've learned your lessons. You said that you have created these boundaries. Okay, now stamp it. Come out and tell your story. Start your business. Put your name on it. Because I'm hearing you didn't go through all of these karmic lessons for nothing. You didn't lose all of this stuff. You didn't lose that old self. You didn't go through all of these these ego deaths and do all of this shadow work for you to still play the back, for you to still play small, for you to still feel like you're an imposter, for you to still feel like, you're not good enough or your work isn't good enough. There's people out here right now whose work is not as good as yours, is not nearly as good as yours, who don't have nearly half as much wisdom as you have, that are already making money, that already have, the clientele, that already have everything going, and that's only because they decided to start. And see, a lot of times we like to compare ourselves and we like to look at other people and be bitter and jealous and envious. And don't say that you're not. Don't say that that's never a feeling that you experience because you're a human. I'm not going to say that I've never been bitter, jealous, envious. But bitterness, jealousy, those are just regular human emotions, but it all depends on how you check those emotions. How you talk to yourself means all of the difference. When you are able to mentally check yourself, like, girl, you're tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're tripping. You can have that. You can manifest that. Yeah, there might be some things about yourself that you need to change and heal and fix before you're able to manifest that, but rightfully so, right? And that's the thing, a lot of the times, karmics, they just think that they're just supposed to have things. They just think that they're just supposed to just be able to just do fuck shit and get blessed. And it's just like, no. You haven't been listening to the warnings of him telling you, stop messing with my child, stop playing games, And so they just totally miss out on the lesson. But if you have learned your lessons, then in order for you to really maximize your blessing, you need to stamp it. You need to walk in your power. It's one thing to stand in your power, to say, oh, I'm not going to deal with this. We're not friends. I'm not working here anymore. I'm not doing this. Nah, cut the cords. But it's another thing to actually walk in that power after you stand in it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I did it. So here's what I'm going to do next. Here's my next course of action. So yeah, basically God is asking, Spirit is asking, what's your next course of action? How are you going to continue to prove to God, to Spirit, and to yourself, to your ancestors, to your spirit team that you are the chosen one, that you're a good choice. You're the one. You're the spiritual warrior. I'm the one that's going to break these generational curses. I'm going to get us out of poverty. I'm going to do this. I'm going to let it be known that you fuck with the wrong person. The devil is not welcome here. And I'm truly hearing a lot of souls are ready, but Earth has really, the vibration on Earth has really blocked a lot of people's consciousness to what we think is possible. And I'm saying we because I'm part of the collective as well. It affects me too, But at the end of the day, a lot of us, we know that we're not from here. We know that we know. We know. And you know that you have a higher calling and you have a higher purpose, and you know that, you have the ability to call out fuck shit, and you have the ability to see beyond, and God wants to know, what do you plan on doing with that? Because if you're not going to take it and handle it properly and with care, then, there's another place that there's something else that you can do, There's someone else that he can give those gifts to and those abilities to, that's willing to use it properly. Because we are really fighting not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and demons. And the same way that God has, Spirit has its soldiers, like me and you, and I know karmics are watching as well, so we'll get to you in a second, but the same way God has, his soldiers, the devil has his soldiers as well. And you have to be very clear that the devil can use anybody. The devil can use your mom. The devil can use your dad. The devil can use your boss. The devil can use your significant other in order to get to you in order to lower your vibration to stop you from doing what you need to do. And another thing that I'm getting is sometimes when you set boundaries, because like I was saying, these karmics, they're reprobate, they don't take no for an answer. So sometimes when you set these boundaries and you say what you're not going to deal with, you command your respect and you stand in your power. A lot of the times these karmics, they laugh at that. They don't heed to warnings. They don't listen to God. They're not going to listen to you. They think that they are gods. And so, a lot of the times boundaries and saying no is not enough to get a karmic to really stop messing with you or stop looking at you or stop just being worried about you in general, because they're so messy and miserable in their lives. But yeah, like you have to do more than just stand in your power. You have to really step. Like God wants to know where the step is at, because when you step, then the earth shakes, then the ground moves, then karmics really start to like look around like, oh shit, what was that? Like, oh, they're not playing. Oh, so you really are a part of God's army. Okay. Let me try to pivot. Let me try to, fix the situation, do what I need to do. Because they know. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all that I had for you guys. And yeah, if I have any channel messages or songs or anything like that, I'll put it in the description box for you. I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. Yeah, guys, it's time to answer the call. It's time to really step in your power, because like I was saying, setting those boundaries, that's the first part. Well, first of all, recognizing, that there is even an issue. That's the first part. Then creating the boundaries, but then you got to step in your power. You got to really, walk in that power, because there's other souls. There's other things that needs to be done. And somebody somewhere out in the world needs to hear from you, needs to know from you what you've been through. They need to see your work. They need to know what happened. They need to, whatever the case is, however it applies to you, but it's time. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Hopefully I get this out before 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to try to edit it and get it out this morning. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.